Arise is a nonprofit foundation that's been in existence over 25 years. We're based in Miami. And when this grant came through, it was for a demonstration project, something that had never been done. We've been training staff at community-based organizations in DC for about 6 years now, 5 or 6 years, and with our life skill program and our life skill training. But this was a challenge for me because I had a dream of taking a program called motivational interviewing. I don't know if anybody is aware of it, and marrying it with a program that we've developed for staff called Drop It at the Door. It's a training. We felt that staff working with at-risk, hard-to-reach kids, they have a lot of stress and frustration. And they come to work and they're dealing with hard populations. So if I could take what we've developed for staff that has been absolutely wonderful, it's changing staff, it's changing cultures in an organization, because they're looking at the youth, or they're looking at the 10% they do well as opposed to the 90% they might be doing wrong. And it's really working well. So I married motivational interviewing with Drop It at the Door. And motivational interviewing is basically been used one-on-one in a clinical type setting. And here we're using it for staff and for youth. And we developed it into, the aim was to increase the pro-social outcomes for youth, decrease the number of youth entering the juvenile justice system, and reducing the number of youth that recidivate. It's a 3-day training for staff, 24 hours for staff, and there are 28 one-hour youth sessions. And some of the training topics in there are positive youth and staff development, effective communication, reflective listening, employing empathy, promoting change talk. That's a really important issue, to get the kids to look at what they feel they need to change, not what we think they should change. Because it's great to tell them, you need to change this. But if that's not coming from inside, if they're not going through a change process, they are not going to really make that change. So we teach them how to roll with resistance, we teach the staff how to roll with resistance, and we teach how your thoughts affect your behavior. If you have negative thoughts coming in, if you have negative influences, your output is going to be negative. So the staff training is designed to build supportive relationships where the staff listen, engage, and positively influence the youth to work through the stages of change model. High-risk youth need staff that are empathetic and can guide them through changing the process. We're providing skills to facilitate effective goal setting and pro-social changes. We've done the training now for staff, have gotten 3 days of training. One example, and I will tell you where we're training, was the activity, what would I like to change in my life, impacted me the most. I'm better able to drop my issues at the door after this training. I also now realize I have a choice when I react to stress and anger. Choice is the theme through it. Everybody has choice. You had choice to come here today or not come here today. The kids have choices to do something improper or something proper. It's choice. The youth sessions enhance their readiness to change behavior by learning to decrease negative behavior. One lesson that is completed in the first few sessions involves identifying changes the youth want to make. Then they work on achieving these changes through all the sessions that they do. Here's a comment from a youth. It's LH. I need to change my decision-making skills. And he was pretty serious. I happen to be observing this session, and I have a woman in DC, Judy Lyons, who goes to the sessions. She does the youth sessions. If I don't make better decisions, I can be locked up again. If I make changes and I make better decisions, people will look to me and will respect me. If I make better decisions, younger kids will look up to me. This was pulled from the kid through reflection selective listening with this child. Listening, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth. We say a lot less than we listen, and that's part of this program. This shows, what this kid said, this shows the facilitator that LH is thinking about changing and has some motivation to change. For the rest of the sessions, decision-making skills will be the theme that this person will work on. So each kid sort of works on something different. Okay, this is the product. This is the current status of our program. We have 4 group homes: Renaissance House, Dupree House, and House of 7 Steps, and Comfort House. And those were given to me by the Department of Youth Rehabilitation Services. I didn't request them. And we have 4 comparison sites. Universal Daybreak, Beyond Vision has 2 sites, and Saga House has 1 site. All the choices for change, youth models, and staff training were developed during this time. They are complete. All the youth that participate in group homes receive a 1-hour session per week conducted by Judy Lyons. She's in DC. She couldn't be here today because she works in the evenings at the group homes. 43 staff have completed between 1 and 3 days of choices for change training. We completed in May was the 3rd day. We did 1 in January, 1 was scheduled for February, but because of that snow that you had here in DC was changed to March, and then the 3rd was in May. And 12 staff were offered participation in the Choices for Change Master Training. We want this program to go on after the fact, after the grant is over. So I wanted at least 3 people from each group home to be trained as master trainers. That was unrealistic because some of the places only have 10 staff or 8 staff, and they couldn't give me 3. But we did manage to get somebody from the group homes at the master training. But 12 were offered. We picked, out of 3 days of training, we picked the best candidate who we felt could use these motivational interviewing techniques, because some people are from a train of thought that they have to tell the kids what to do, and this is not a telling program. This is reflecting with them and getting their ideas out. Pre-post knowledge and attitude surveys were collected from youth and staff and sent to the Justice Research Center, which is out of Tallahassee, Florida, that's doing our evaluation. We are doing, after the 3 days of training, we have 6 webinars. These people are invited to participate to, like a booster, to keep the top of their mind. Because if a person goes to 3 days of training and they're not followed after 3 weeks, a month, 6 weeks, they forget. So these are booster sessions. So all 6 have been developed, and so far we've conducted 4 of them. And we have booster youth sessions that we send to the houses for their staff to discuss based on principles that were developed. And 5 of the 6 youth boosters have been developed and presented. The challenges. There have been many challenges. The youth turnover is greater than DYRS indicated to us. We were told they'd be there 3 to 6 months, and we figured, great, they'd get 24 sessions. We originally wanted 2-hour sessions. That was X, they couldn't do that. So we have 1 hour a week, and the youth are really not getting because the turnover is great. They're coming in and they're pushing them out somewhere else, and that's all beyond our control. They're not getting the full 24 sessions. And that's a problem to us, and it's a problem to the evaluation component. The program staff, the kids are absconding. They don't come back. And we're getting a lot of pre-surveys, but not getting enough post-surveys. So we have DYRS, has finally working with us now to try to collect this. We're calling, we're trying in every which way to get the post-surveys. DYRS, one of the challenges is the necessary research information for calculating offenses during placement, subsequent offending or treatment, and control site recidivism for baseline comparisons, and it's been slow in coming. And whether it's there or not, we're not. Okay, I will wrap that up. And the outcomes, they're listed. I have, I'm sure you'll be getting, these are outcomes that we're hoping to get, and the contact information. And I'm sorry I ran over.
Thank you, Mrs.
Thank you for
Benson.
listening.
Again, all of this information from today's work